negatuya ak sirikab logoiwek eng Nairobi kokamwa cabinet secretary nebo tililinda Adan Duale kole chobot emoni eng kanyaiset ak kirindaetab letaetab miondab Ebola kobun ematunwek alak.
Tesetai koyae chikilisiet ofisaekab tililindo eng ortinwek chemitei eng kiwatoshekab emoni kou ole iarorundoi CS nebo tililindo Aden Duale.
We continue to closely monitor developments following the Ebola virus disease outbreak in our region. While we have not recorded any confirmed case of Ebola virus disease, we remain vigilant because of our extensive regional connectivity and the movement of people and goods across our borders. Our ministry has taken proactive steps to strengthen preparedness measures across the country. This includes enhanced surveillance, contact tracing, screening at the points of entry, laboratory readiness, training of healthcare workers, risk communication, and the establishment of isolation and treatment capacities where necessary.
Imukakse koyapta chi netinye miondab Ebola kobun ortinwek cheterter cheu kokatiny chi korotik, ng'ulek, kang'ungdaek ak ortinwek alak.
The threat of Ebola on our continent is a present reality, and history has shown us that the devastating price of delayed action. Anytime you delay an action, today you're sick, you don't want to go to a facility, then it gets worse. By the time you get to a facility, then you're already too sick.
That tells you the magnitude of the problem. And the declaration of a fake is not an easy thing. It is usually after analysis of the context of the problem and the potential of that problem to be able to be widespread, to interfere with international travel, trade, but also to be able to spread widely across the world.
Kanere Duale letaetab logoiwek chetinyegei ak ketesiet nebo Laikipia eng mwaet kole mobo iman ng'alechoto ako kakon kateunet eng sirikab logoiwek koleta logoiwek chebo iman.
There have been misconceptions regarding the establishment of isolation facilities, particularly in Laikipia. Let me be clear. Preparedness facilities are not evidence of an outbreak. They are just precautionary measures designed to ensure that if a suspected or a confirmed case arises, our health system can respond swiftly and effectively while protecting the public. In times of heightened public concern, inaccurate reporting can create unnecessary fear, confusion, stigma, and unnecessary loss of lives. We encourage all our media houses to verify information through the official channels and to continue supporting public education efforts by sharing factual and evidence-based information.
Kosom serkalishekab counties kokimit chikilisiet asikemuch kekirinda mionoto.
Our county governments, they equally have a very vital role to play. Every outbreak begins and ends at the community. Hence, preparedness must begin at the local level.
Ako inguni kotomo kenyor chi netinye miondab Ebola eng emoni ako kamwa serikali kole yae kit age tugul eng chikilisiet ak kirindaetab mionoto.
While our brothers and sisters in the DRC and Uganda fight the virus, Kenya is standing strong and remaining highly vigilant. Across our country, our disease surveillance systems are active and at every border, every seaport, every airport, rigorous screening is actively protecting our people.
Aribotenchini Kass logoiwekab emet eng county nebo Nairobi. Kainenyu ko Samson Kurgat.
Tesetai kokimiti chengetab kasubet chamaitab ODM eng county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet asikoker kole kanyor membaek chechang komait lewenisiet neo nebo kenyitab 2027. Kamwa nebo ng'echeret eng chamainotok eng Elgeyo Marakwet County John Chebi kole tete chamainotok kotonon aspirants cheterter eng lewenisiet nebo kenyitab 2027.
Tesetai chamaitab ODM eng county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet ak tetutikab koker kole kakikimit chamainoto eng kasarta nekitokchinigei lewenisiet neo nenyoni nebo 2027 kosubkei ak nebo ngecheret eng chamainoto bo ODM eng county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet. John Chebii komwa kole tindoi kamang'unet neo kole tetutichoto bo koalda chamainoto chekotoi icheket kowendi konyoru kandoik chechang chekileweni eng lewenisionoto eng county noto.
Sisi tuko na mkakati. Unajua sasa sisi, unajua ODM tu peke yake ndio iko na tunasema nini? Kutoka polling station. We have officials kutoka polling station mpaka county. So at least huyu candidate wetu akishika hawa kutoka huko chini, I'm sure hiyo kura tutaipata. And you see our people are dissolution. Hao wanasema sasa afadhali hata tuchanganye watu. Tupate watu wengine wapya. Kama sasa huyu ni mpya, yeye ni mpya, nafikiri ataleta new things. Kwa sababu wale hatutaki kurudisha, kufanya nini? No.
Kotinygei ak membaechoto komwa kole tindoi kamuget neo chamainoto kobelgei ak chamaisiek alak eng county noto asikonom kecheronik cheterter chebo kandoinatet eng county noto.
Nataka ensure that the people they enjoy the fruit of devolution through accountability, transparency and equitable sharing of resources. Naamini chama kupitia viongozi na pia hii chama imekuwa tangu na sisi wote kama wana Elgeyo Marakwet County mwaka wa 2005 sisi wote tulikuwa wanachungwa, na raundi hii tunasema watu wakule machungwa, chungwa inaleta happy. First plans I've done is to engage with the young generation that the future is for them through groups, through tournaments ya bull and specifically engaging them one-on-one.
Kong'ololi kandoichoto bo chamaitab ODM yekangotochi aspirant nebo Senate eng chamainoto eng county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, Daniel Cheboy.
Najua 2027 inakaribia na watu wanatafuta mahali watasimamia. So kwa hii leo tumekuwa na bahati, tuko na candidate wetu moja ambaye amekuja chama. Anataka kusimama na sisi na yeye ni candidate wa Senate. Na yeye anaitwa Mr. Cheboy. So mimi nakaribisha yeye kwa chama. Tunakaribisha yeye kwa chama aendelee kutafuta kura.
Kong'ete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Ketesetai kokakolas ambassador nebo emoni eng emetab Australia Dr. Wilson Kogo emet notok po Australia akobo tilyandit nemie nekokoityi kotach kipsomaninikab emoni cheite 11,000 ak boroinwek alak nemwoe kole nyalu eng inguni kikimit tilyandit notok kobun oretab ribetab ng'atutik chebo emotinwechotok tuwai.
Kong'ololi eng taonitab Eldoret kasarta nekatoche kipsomaniat nekonyor scholarship eng sukulit agenge nemite eng emetab Australia, komwa kiyokindetab emoni eng emonotok bo Australia ak emotinwek chotok chebo Pacific Islands Dr. Wilson Kogo kole boibochin ine tetutik chotok chekikilitit eng korik cheking'ering'en cheiyotoi kipsomaninik kobo emotinwek chotok bo sang.
Whereby we are celebrating a scholarship of engineering from one of the institutions in Australia, that is EIT. And at this moment, as we celebrate, we want to appreciate and thank this Institute of Engineering, which is based in Melbourne with many campuses in the other cities as well. And they have been kind enough to give a full scholarship to none other than Joan Chepkoech, who happened to have scored first-class honors in the Technical University of Kenya. I want to appreciate the education agencies, more so Options Education Agency, which has managed to assist many young people to transit to Australia for the quality education and to advance their dreams so that they are well placed and positioned to leverage on opportunities available globally.
Ilosu ambassador Gogo emonotok pa Australia nekikotai kipsomaninik chechang chotok chebo emoni nemwoe kole kokotesakis kipsomaninik kong'ete 7,000 agoi 11,000 nekokotes boroinwek chotok chebo nyumnyumindo eng icheket chotok chemokchingei boroinwek chotok po somanet.
Australia is one country that is very, very structured in their way of doing things, and we've managed to use the agencies to let our young people understand and the parents understand about those procedures and the laws of Australia. I'm happy that when we began doing it right, the students have increased in the last 2 years from 7,000 in Australia to now 11,000. And it's because things have been done right, so that there are more visa issuance than refusals. But as I stand before you then, I would also want to say that there are still challenges here and there, and all I can say at this point in time is the education agencies are making a very special appeal that let's support our young people and guide them properly so that they can provide the documentation that is required. They can be able to follow the process as is expected, and also go by the laws of this great country, Australia, that has given our young people the opportunity to study.
Kaboishe boroinotok koyokto ng'oliotab kakaikaet koityi familia chebo kipsomaninik chotok chekikobet sobonwek kobun ortinwek cheterter eng emonotok po Australia, nemwoe ine kole tesetai chikilisiet notok nebo kenai kit notok nekiityi kobet sobet kipsomaniat nenaat kou Sheila.
Very much. First of all, our condolences to the family of Sheila, our condolences to the relatives and the community where Sheila comes from. We've stood with her and the family in this time of difficulty, and we just want to appreciate the fact that we've worked together very closely and just to ensure that the process is done and concluded within the shortest time possible. We have also had other children who have also who passed on. I think the family of Kili, who is also a resident of Eldred here, is also mourning their daughter June. And we've had also a few cases of that kind.
Kong'etkei taunetab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Kakotestai kokimit President William Ruto kole wendi koboisiechin biik tugul chebo emoni eng kergeindo. Ng'ololi eng tuyet nekai eng State House ak meng'ikab Marsabit kokaikimit President kole tesetai inendet ak kasuldaetab boisionik cheterter eng emet, missing ko eng sectors chotok chebo tekset eng tokyinetab koker kole kakimuch ketech ortinwek eng kebeberwek tugul chebo emoni asikonyumnyum kasuldaetab boisionik eng biikab emetab Kenya.
2022 Kenya ilikuwa imeorodheshwa kati ya nchi ambayo itashindwa kulipa madeni yake. Na it was among the 6 countries that were expected to default on their foreign financial obligation. Lakini mimi nilisema nikiwa rais wa Kenya, it will not happen. Na Mungu ametujalia. Kwa nchi 6 ambazo zilikuwa zimeorodheshwa kwamba itashindwa kulipa madeni, ni Kenya pekee yake. Out of the 5 countries defaulted, it's only Kenya that did not default. Hawa ambao wanajifanya ati wanataka kushindana na sisi ni watu wako chini sana, wako chini, wako down. Sikizeni niwaeleze. Watu wa Marsabit, tunaelewana? Yes. Lakini wacha niseme kuna mambo gavana wenu, na nimeongea na hawa viongozi wote. Na tumekuwa tukiongea mambo ya Marsabit, vile tunapanga mambo ya Marsabit. Kuna maneno kama 4 hivi ya muhimu mmeniuliza. Jambo la kwanza ni barabara zenu. Pale barabara zenu. Mnajua kuna barabara tulioanzisha hapo before the last election. Barabara ya Marsabit kwenda Segel. Hiyo ya Segel ilikuwa imekwama. Mimi nimelipa shilingi 1.4 billion kukwamua hiyo barabara na kuhakikisha kwamba inakamilishwa. Tuko na barabara vile vile iliyoanzishwa ya Segel Maikona mpaka ifike na Sparrows ya town. Pia ilikuwa imekwama. Nimetoa shilingi 1.8 billion kukwamua hiyo barabara na kuhakikisha kwamba tutaikamilisha.
Kagusam MCN nebo Kapsasian eng Emurua Dikir eng county nebo Narok Jackson Ngok mengikab komasatak missing kokandoi kokochi boroindo neyamat MP nelel David Keter nebo kosulai boisionik chebo bandab tai kou ole kikakoyomsechi mengikab komasatak. Kamwa Ngok kole chang boisionik chekitet MP Keter ako noto kobo kamanut kekochi inendet boroindo nebo kosulai boisionik chotok.
Kema keboisien ak MP nemi ako amat kongetany ongen bichu ngalab lewenisiet. Ngwa kelewenisiet kongetake kole ko igele kwane ne kwonyitu ngura yu. Konon kotep kole makimoe chito nekoin condition MP nenyon nekolewen biik ak kura chenekit 20,000. MP nenyon Honorable David Dolalan Keter. Makimoe condition. Mi kandois tute cheboisien blogaek kwak. Makitureten MP nenyon kikikoi manti ak kikoi nafas. Kokoi potas electorate kokoi nafas kole boisien. Kemoe kobois makimoe threats. Chobare le kot komekon le kot kometiaini otyoche. Le kot kometiaini awendi ak Mogombe. Iwendi ano Mogombe. Matiku chebito nekiriiku. Kimi biik kora chekeboisien tuna ukinye koonat buch. Akolenjin kware kwa oret kole konen rabinik. Le nguni kowekyingee. Kowendi kou kirerit wendi yuno kowekse. Kemoe bakach Dolalan kobois komie. Kongengalal ak PS Kiprono ko koking'alal ng'alekab kimoe oinet nekakebal komong baita ko kwoker pafokase ng'alekab avocado kiakole on ake minoti mabere ako momi maberiat ot korenyin kiamwon kandoindet nebo Lekemnyo momokengen kemwa mabere ngamun inguni init yombo Kaplombo ireyon konait yombo Korikor kopimoni biik avocadoisiek ko kokipakasen kwokere tot kobit avocado chemomosib apreemten ole chetia lakini ko kwokere ole ndokokinde avocado kosich avocado tumda kosich avocado Kapsasian kosich avocado yumbo Soimin kosich avocado yumbo ngap nomegee kora nomegee osinye soiti ot Olbobop kikolal ak lele koiwek monomegee ak kawek keng'ololchi bikyok komin kawek kenyokebwone akot PS Kiprono.
Kakokoito kurset Cabinet Secretary nebo Gender, Culture and Children's Service Hannah Cheptumo eng sigik ak kanetik koro kole ketikon lagokwak koboto kipsomaninik asikobit konai akobo atebet nenyalunot. Kong'olole igorta nebo sautik ak kawektoetab kongoi eng sukulitab tibik nebo St Mary's Tachasis eng Tindiret County nebo Nandi eng kasarta nekamite ak alak eng kandoik che kwanyik komwa ichek kole oret agenge nebo keistogei yautik cheboto belsetab sukulishek chekotestai kolany eng emet ko keng'ololji lagok.
Kamwa ine kole nyolu eng sigik ak kanetik kokochi kanetisiet lagokwak ak kipsomaninik konai kamanutiet nebo somanet ak atepto nenyalunot asikobit keistogei yautik cheu chebo belsetab sukulishek chekokoba barak eng emet.
Muongeleshe watoto, omwochin lagok tuguchu mangen as akwek, they don't know. Teach the children, tell them these things. Yeturi ni mwaji kama msasi mwache kumwachini ungo na walimu hawezi sema hiyo maneno. The Bible says there is a time and a season for everything. There is a time to be in school and there is a time to be at home. There is a time to be a child, there is a time to be a youth and there is a time to be a parent. Kwa hivyo nikiwa waziri wa watoto naambia watoto kuweni watoto, hapana kuwa wazazi mkiwa pale. Kwa hivyo mimba za mapema hiyo ishindwe katika jina la Yesu.
Kangalaldos ichek eng sukulitab tibik nebo St Mary's Tachasis eng Tindret ole karuptenit alak eng kandoik che kwonyik eng emoni kondochin Grace Kemei nene ko kirwokindet nebo mbarenik ak itonwekab emet chekamwa ichek kole eng iman ko kokonyal kekoch katikanutik kipsomaninik.
I want to encourage you this afternoon that education, my dear girls, is not a punishment. It is a passport. It is a passport to the future, to a good future. And when you have education, you have a voice. And you can get a seat on the table.
Eng komasta nyi kamwa MP nebo Tindret Julius Meli kole boibochin ine kaitet neo nebo budget nekoinde serikali sekta nebo somanet ole karuptenit CS Cheptumo.
Serikali imeweza kuajiri walimu, imeweza kuconfirm interns into PNP, imeweza kutoa pesa ya CBA ya university na ya walimu hii ya primary au comprehensive schools. Zote serikali imeweza kusimamia kwa sababu president wetu ni mtu ambaye ni mtu wa kuchapa kazi.
So I am here to say the government is doing a lot. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya has a clear agenda for this nation. And one of the things is emphasis on education. You can see kwa ile budget ilisomwa jana about 784 billion inaenda kwa education. This is because the government thinks and cares for you. Muko na projects ya stima. Niliambiwa na mheshimiwa that you have about 50 projects ya stima. Sisi tulisoma na tamambul. Watoto wa siku hizi wanasoma na stima.
Kong'eteke county nebo Nandi logoiwekab emet yebo Kass, kainenyu ko Nelson Tarubei.
Kakomangei alak eng kanetik chebo sukulishekab barak eng Nakuru akoboiboenchi kakwautiet nekoib ministry nebo rabishek nebo kokochi icheket rabishek chekitokchini lipanetab melekwek kou eng oyonchinet anan CBA nekiiti ak serikali. Kamwa Dr. Benjamin Kosgei, sirindet nebo WASU eng Nakuru kole kakwautiet nekiib Minister John Mbadi kowendi kotoreti kanetik missing ko lecturers chemache serikali kosuldechi kayamisutikwak.
Ko kokiboiboenchi budget inon kokikipsomaninik ana konetik chebo sukulishekab barak ngamun kokikonech rabishek 6.7 billion chekiba arrears chebo 2017-2021 ak 2021-2025 SACCO chekibo CBA. So kokimwochi kongoi Ministry of Education ak President kongokonech arrears ichoto. So budget kora nekokikochi Ministry nebo Education ko maya. Kokikonech rabishek karibu 784.5 billion at Ministry of Education. Chekoba TSC ko 424 billion. Ak chebendi basic education ko 136 billion. Ak chebendi higher education ko 163.9 billion. Ak chebo TVET ko 58.5 billion. Kwagere kityo ale mi deficit ana miten upungufu kidogo en chebo basic education nebo around 71 billion. Ak higher education ko deficit nemi ko around 260 million. Lakini kimache kewekyi ngongoi serikali rabishek chekokonech angen ale en tai yon kochobe supplementary budget sikong'et siko bridgen the gap nemiten en yoto. Otherwise the budget was good. Ko favoren Ministry of Education ako amang'u ale kebendi ta ko provideni the Ministry of Finance rabishek chonitok kobwa Ministry of Education so that capitation kobwa sukulishek en wakati ne magat. Ang ng'alekab mshahara especially chebo mshahara chebo lecturaek kimache kesom kele capitation kobwa en time en wakati ne noton ngamun mi delays en mshahara chebo lecturaek ini compare ngunon ak konetik chebo TSC kosip konyoru rabishek konetik chebo TSC lakini lecturaek ko ngamun over delay capitation ko seretos lecturaek ko ngunon kokiliponi lecturaek mi ot chetom kelipan mpaka nguni. So kimache kesom serikali kele yon ko releasen capitation ko releasen capitation tugul. Otherwise koma koyai budget in totality CS Mbadi alijaribu sana na aliweza kusawasisha budget kwa kiwango kikubwa sana.
Esther Muhoria kole bendi koboisie kirwagik ak ofisaek chebo ngao eng kokwatinwek kosuldae kurset nebo kocher ichek kochutyi sukulishek chotok asikonyorchigei somanet.
Kosubkei ak sirindet neo eng somanet noton nebo TVETs Esther Muhoria kobendi icheket koboisie ofisaekab kalyet chotok chebo ngao ak kirwogik koro kole kacher kipsomaninik chemite eng kokwatinwek kochutyi eng somanosiek chotok chebo TVETs.
As TVETs, we are on the front path to ensure that we have enough skilled young people in this country. And therefore we are here to have a conversation with Ngao of this area. What is the conversation? That we, as many as ought to be, we bring in the youth, we skill them, and as TVET institutions, we are ready. We have the curricula, we have the trainers, we have the equipment and more coming. And therefore, what we want to tell the youth is that come to our institution and we will give you a life. We will give this country a life because it is you that we want to skill, and after you have acquired the requisite skills, then you'll be able to babysit these industries that we are talking about in this country so that we arrive in Singapore.
Kamwa Muhoria kole kaimutiet netinyegei ak rerunetab boisionik kowendi kwong'ugei ngot kochutchigei neranik somanet noton nebo TVETs.
We want to have a conversation with Ngao. Please, you are the people who know where these young people are in the villages. It is the chiefs, it is the assistant chiefs who know where these young people are. We want Ngao to help us to mop them up, tell them that we have the requisite training to afford them, and this training is at least 3 to 6 months, and you have a certificate and you can go to the world of work and you can always come back. So the modular system that we have now crafted in the TVET institutions allows in and out. You can go to the world of work, come back, continue with your learning, and you can go all the way to PhD level if that is what you want, because we also have the Kenya Credit Accumulation and Transfer Policy that allows you to move from the TVET institutions to the university and all the way up.
Scholarships, this will be unlocked. On the RPL, this we have seen an upward trend. In the last graduation ceremony, which we held on 1st of December last year, we were able to graduate 309 RPL claimants, and we are already working with other TVET institutions as our assessment centers. And we are seeing a lot of enthusiasm.
Kong'etika taonitab Eldoret eng county nebo Uasin Gishu, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Isaac Kogei.
Tetat kondochi President William Ruto igorta nebo kolsetab ketik eng kebeberta nebo Benon eng timdo nebo Kaptagat Forest eng tarik 10 nebo arawet nenyone eng tetutiet nenaat missing kou Kaptagat Integrated and Conservation Program nechute kenyitab 10 eng kenyini. Kamwa Chief Conservator of Forest Alex Lemarkoko kole taban nebo kolsetab ketik kotetat kolumda Ruto tetutiet nebo kengot kilomitaishek 273 chebo Kaptagat Forest ak timwek alak chemite eng komosatak. Kinyoru report ngaindo kobun Andrew Kimeto.
Eng tetutik chetokchinigei chopchinetabgei nebo igortab kolsetab ketik eng Kaptagat Ecosystem Area eng county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet netetat kondochi president nebo emoni Dr. William Ruto eng tarik 10 arawetab tisab kenyini kokotoi kibengeit nebo Kenya Forest Service kongot anan koker kilomitaishek 273 chebo ecosystem noto bo Kaptagat.
We are basically coming to prepare for the 10th edition, which is due for 11th of July this year. And we expect to conduct that major exercise, which is going to outline the gains that we have had for the last 10 years. And we're going to do it in Kaptarkok area. Some of the gains that we can actually pride ourselves as a country is that we are basically now developing a new system and approach to conservation where communities become the champions and the lead agency in conservation. as opposed to what we've been doing where the government takes lead and the community support. In this case, community and leaders are basically taking the front line.
Kongololi yikangorutochi timoto komwa ofisayat neo nebo timwek eng emoni Alex Lemarkoko kole timwek chemite ecosystem noto chetat keker ko nebo Kesup Forest, Sabor Forest, Menon Forest, Kaptagat Forest ak Kipkabus Forest.
So for us, we are going to, we plan to now do 273 kilometers of fence, and that work has started already. We are now at 10 kilometers, point one, as at now, completely done, with a nice electric fence, and also with the maintenance walkway and driveway, as well as a fire break into the interior, so that we can use that fire break for patrols, as well as ensuring that communities can be allowed even to engage in sporting activities. The other major gain is the issue of integration of other development matters in conservation, including agroforestry species, fruit trees, even into encouraging new or rather commercial species like coffee. We're even thinking of and working on introducing cocoa to the coffee belt areas.
Kaikoito kayamiset Lemarkoko koityi meng'ikab kebeberwechoto kole manyolu kobit kayuisiet age tugul kotinygei ak keretab timwechoto eng nekamwa kole kikonyiti user rights chebo membaekab boror chemeng'isie eng ole nekite timwek amu ikochini ng'atutik chamchinet konyorune kelchin timwekab serikali.
The fence is basically a management facility or infrastructure that does not exclude communities at all. In fact, it only allows communities to have controlled access points where communities access their rights that are provided for by law. So it's not that there's going to be, the law has not been changed. They have a right to access the forest because forest conservation includes rational utilization, and communities are allowed to do that. So there's not going to be any problem. The only thing that illegalities will have to reduce, but authorized activities will be allowed.
Kongete county nebo Elgeyo Marakwet, logoiwekab emet chebo Kass, kainenyu ko Andrew Kimeto.
Itagat eng logoiwekab redioshek kole kakomwa sirindet neo eng ministry nebo redioshek eng emoni Elijah Mwangi kole koretab kekimit ak kekanapta talents nebo redioshek ak labatet eng emet kotesetai serikalitab emoni ak teksetab kiwanjoshek eng emet komugul. Kaindochi PS notok lumdaetab edition nebo somok nebo labatetab Belgut Marathon nekiyoe eng arawetab 8 eng kenyini.
Kong'alale kasarta nekaindochi lumdaetab siretab kei nebo labatetab Belgut Marathon edition nebo somok ak yatetab kot neruitos kipsomaninik ak multipurpose hall nebo sukulitab Belgut Starehe Girls, komwa sirindet neo en ministry nebo urerioshek en emoni Elijah Mwangi kole tesetai serikalitab emoni ak teksetab kiwanjoshek oretab
We have a stadium in almost each and every county. What does that translate? We have our sports people, we have our talent. We want to develop our talent and ensure space for them to practice. And therefore, when we get invitation for marathon, we know it is also an opportunity to identify new talents. The Beatrice from this region, the Faith from this region, is it? Including our Sebastian. We want new talents, is it? And I believe on 23rd of August, at the starting line, we are going to have a record registration and new champions.
Kosubkei ak MP nebo Belgut Nelson Koech Songo kokiboisien labatetab Belgut Marathon koib walet en somanetab lagok muchake en Belgut Starehe Girls ak Boys.
Because the kit that we have for bursaries is about, at that time when we started, we were doing about 30-something billion Kenya shillings, so around 40. So it was not going to be sustainable. We decided, and I went, thought through about it, and I decided that the best way is to call friends who can understand the problem. And we found very dependable friends in Browns and many others who came and joined us to support.
Kakiyat kot neruitos lagok nekobois kibagenge East Africa kobun legutab Finlays Community Trust ak legutab Elgut Marathon nebo kenyit nekosirto neindochin MP nebo komasata Nelson Koech ko oretab kekanapta sukulinoton ak somanet.
But in overall, projects across Bomet and we've spent over 710 million shillings. This is the population that we have. We have continued. Aaron Cheriot, who is actually the chief mobilizer of Belgut Marathon in looking for funds. We were able the input in support of the school. Until last year, we were able to raise 45 million.
Aaron Cheruyot kochobot akotoche boisietab kibagenge terter en ibunetab walet en sekta cheterter cheboto somanet.
So I want to say thank you to the Browns community. Live with us the way we are. When there are good days like together, you know I'm saying that because I know Kirui and the people that work with them, there are many times that they feel that saying certain things. You know the problem, Kirui and Bishop. This mouth is only mine for eating. Otherwise, the words that come out, they are not mine. They are for these people.
En kasaratan mungaret nebo 2026 kosoman cabinet secretary nebo rabisiek en sekta nebo somanet.
The entire Teacher Service Commission budget is 108 in the history of it. Cater for teachers' salaries, going to cater for JSS capitation for our schools, and many other things. So we, and of course, the Republic of Kenya, as many teachers as possible enrolled teaching institutions.
Aripotni logoiwekab emet chebo Kass kong'eten Belgut en county nebo Kericho, kainenyun ko Robert Siele.
Chitab kalenjin kakichukchi yotok emetab logoiwek chok chebo emet ak ureriosiek chekakimuch kebun eng koskolengutab betutab rani kong'ete studio nebo Kass TV. Kongoi missing boroindo nekaikonech iker logoiwekab emet. Kigurena Jacqueline Arusei ak amakun kit age tugul nemie.